So the next thing I want to teach you in this third segment is energy field anatomy. I like to keep it really simple. There are people who get into all this complicated details. I think that's confusing and really just takes away from focusing on healing. So I keep it really simple. So the first thing that's important to know is that we all have 7 concentric spheres of light in our energy fields, in our auras, like this. These 7 concentric spheres were built during our descent through those 7 worlds. So it's good to know which world you're in, and then you know which sphere of light you're in your aura. And when a person starts healing, they start with the outermost sphere and move in toward the center. Okay, the next thing that's good to know is that we each have an inner masculine and feminine, like this. The masculine is the shaded area in this drawing. It's the left brain and the right side. The feminine is the right brain and the left side. It switches at the optic chiasm right about here. I don't know why. I do know that this structure is changing. There are a lot of non-binary people who are coming into the younger groups as that heavy line of fear between the inner masculine and feminine is healed. So that's going to look different in the future, but for now, that's the way it is. And the third thing to know is that we each have a helix like this in our spine. And this is important because when we do healings, I open my crown toward the top and my root toward the bottom. I'll guide you when we get into that. But just so you know, that's where the creator light comes into the body. The divine feminine comes up the root. The divine masculine comes down the crown and meets in the heart and spreads out into the body from there, whatever the light impulses are. And the last thing that's important to know is that we each have 5 parts of our energy fields. The highest light structure in the highest heaven has the same 5 parts, and everything in the universe is a hologram of that. My guides call this light structure the creator sun. In the center sit the creators, and there are quadrants. The mother quadrant is in the northeast, the father in the northwest, the little boy or virgin boy is in the southwest, and the little girl or virgin girl is in the southeast, and in the center is the beloveds. So, like Earth, for instance, Asia is the mother quadrant. It's in the northeast. North America is the father quadrant. It's in the northwest. Africa is the little girl quadrant, southeast. And South America is the little boy quadrant, southwest. And the Middle East is the beloveds. And because the beloveds have a little bit more energy or light or whatever, force than the rest, a lot of things on the global stage come through the Middle East. And each of these sections holds our own fears around various things. Like each one has its own quintessential fears. So the little girl fears, quintessential fear is slavery. And these are fears of the descent. She was put into slavery during her descent. The quintessential fears of the little boy is being militarized. He has a soft cherub nature, but he got militarized during his descent. And that's his quintessential fear, plus very heavy work outside the house. The father, what he took in during his descent, the quintessential fear was white supremacy. And that's North America. And the quintessential fear of the mother in Asia, the Northeast, is, well, control. There's a strong control energy, but there's also utter exhaustion of the mother, doing so much for other people and not getting her own needs met. And all the people in those continents are living in those fears until we heal them. In the Middle East, it's partnership fears. So it's betrayal or family fears, like brothers and sisters fighting each other, like Israel, like Jewish people and Palestinian people are really brothers and sisters, but they've been warring with each other for centuries, like that. So that's it about energy anatomy. This will help you when you do your healing. Thank you. So in this fourth segment, I'd like to go through a healing with you and teach you the healing technique. It's very simple. Anyone can do it. It can blend with any spirit tradition, with any life work, with any lifestyle. Someone in a prison who's locked up can do this, and it works. So the first thing that I do is call in spirits, and spirit is the one doing the healing. So I do an invocation, and I say, I call forth the pure essence of love and truth from the deep heart of the one true Creator and all guides and teachers sent by that sacred heart. I call forth the regents of the Creator's Son because I want all those helpers. I always ask for protection. I ask for protection while I'm doing this healing work. That will keep other fears away while you're working on the one you're supposed to be working on. I ask this love to hold me as I embrace my fears and transform those fears into the closest possible alignment with pure love and ease personal suffering. That's my invocation. And I've just said that, and I've prepared the space. And maybe you can feel how silent it gets as spirit comes in around you. Then let's close our eyes and let's open our crowns like a flower. Just imagine it opening like a flower toward the sky. And let's imagine our roots opening toward the ground like a flower, just opening. And let's imagine our hearts opening like a flower toward the front. This is how I draw shadows in. I need my heart open. Our mind has the capability of moving quarks. So as we imagine things, quarks are physically moving. So then the first thing to do is activate the fear that you're going to be healing. So I ask for spirit to activate a fear, or I might remember something that happened in the last day or two. If it's a memory, I imagine that as a little scene, a shadow scene. Is going to look a little gray in front of my heart because I'm going to draw it into my heart for healing. So let's say somebody insulted me or said that my books are terrible and it hurt my feelings. So I imagine that person. It's important to include your adversary. You want both sides. They're both sides of the same fear. And so I imagine that woman, say, and myself, and how much it hurt my heart for someone to say that. And then I say it out loud. You can say it in your mind. I release my contract to believe in that fear, and I'm never going to believe in it again. I will never believe in it again. And then I imagine that shadow energy coming into the light in my heart, the diamond light in my heart. If you're not comfortable drawing in energies with your own diamond light, It's simple to call in diamond light from above and imagine it over your crown. So you're calling in extra diamond light like this. Over your head, it's a brilliant, dazzling, clear diamond light. And imagine it coming down through your crown and your spine and into your heart and spreading out. You can do that too. But let's go to the second method. So if it's not a memory and you're moving through old fears of your descent, then ask Spirit, what's the next fear that I need to heal? Because they're layered. What's the next fear? And I always feel a tension somewhere in my body. So, like I'm feeling a tension in my mind. There's a heaviness in my mind as I ask this. And I'll send my focus there. Or I might just touch the spot on the body where I feel it. And then still your mind and just let the pictures come in. Or some people feel energy with their hearts instead of their mind. Let whatever messages come in. So I'm seeing a memory of my descent when a lot of complicated information was put into my mind. And it was like a big spider web, and I couldn't get through it, and I couldn't figure it out. And I couldn't understand what I was supposed to understand, and I couldn't move ahead in my life and my work. So I say, I release the contract to believe in that fear, and I'll never believe in it again. And I imagine that shadow that's in my mind or outside my heart, wherever you're doing this, moving into the diamond light in my heart. I just imagine it, just moving it with my mind. So those fear quarks come into those quarks of light. And as I said, I released it. It melts. It melts into light. It only takes seconds. It just melts away and it's gone. And it's gone from my life. I'm not going to have that same confusion or that heaviness ever again in any lifetime in the future. It's gone. We do have a lot of fears. So it's good to do several of these a day. Like I say, I've done 20 a day for 30 years, and I'm just finishing now. So then after you've done several of those, I think it's important to imagine the light, the new light, moving down your spine, down your root, and all the way into the soles of your feet. So it gets anchored and rooted in to your world. And it's not going to go away. It's a new light. And then I always just close my eyes. My guides call this receiving. So I'm not reading energy anymore. I'm not imagining shadows moving anywhere. I'm just sitting quietly. And some spirit or creator or archangel or guide of your own will come in and rebuild the place where that fear was, like in my brain, into a higher level of light. So just sit and let this happen. And if you can read the energy and see who's coming in, that's great. And if you can't, that's okay too. Just let it happen. And then thank your guides and spirit and release your connection, and you're done. That's an entire healing. How long did that take? Just a few minutes.